All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. Be ready for some high-speed action tonight. Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to Mid-Ohio. This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. The High Octane Racing League GT3 Series is in action at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. 60-minute race here tonight, and it's race number 6. This is a tough track, man. A lot of fun. Going to be some tight racing here in the GT3 Series today. It's Mid-Ohio, and it is live right here on TurnLeftTV. Well, a little sports car course action. Mid-Ohio is the GT3 Series. This is TurnLeftTV, and this is going to be a lot of fun tonight. All right, thank you so much for coming in here to join us on TurnLeftTV today. Right now, we are in the qualification session here at Mid-Ohio. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, broadcaster, commentator here at TurnLeftTV. And this is the High Octane Racing League GT3 Series, race number 6 of an 8-race series season. And today it is Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. We'll take a look at the track here at Mid-Ohio, located in Lexington, Ohio. 3.8 kilometers, 2.2 mile road course, and a lot of fun, man. IMSA GT World all race here. Some great road course racing. One of the premier road courses here in the United States. 13 turns, and it's going to be some tight racing, man. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight here at Mid-Ohio, and you're going to catch it live right here on TurnLeftTV. And thank you if you are joining us live. Right now in the qualification session. Take a look at the top 5 so far. Yuta Prezanta, Colin Matiak, Ritsky Novar, Luis Lemos, Nikolai Bezrikov. Top 5. Good mix of manufacturers up there, but we are loaded with Bentleys. Right now taking a look at Gordon Carter and his qualification effort. Now P14 for him. At 2 seconds off the pace. Top time 118.105, and that is Yuta Prezanta. Couple Bentleys there at the top of the grid. Roman Ryevtsev last week. Had an interesting race, that's for sure. Take a look at Amata Ndika running in the Ferrari. Right now has a third place qualification time. 1:18.105 is the time to beat. He is at a 2:69. Paul Brown there inching into the top 5 in the Corvette. One of our American drivers. Not too far away from him per se, just a state over. Lives in Pennsylvania, mid-Ohio, of course, located in the great state of Ohio. Right smack dab in the middle of Ohio, as a matter of fact. Mata just off the time, just a little bit in those first 2 sectors. Got a little work to do here in sector number 3. And he calls off that qualification attempt there, or that lap, I should say. How about Berto Crisatianto in the BMW? He is currently 12th on the grid. Actually looking at doing his out lap. I take that back. Crisatianto actually does a 1 point. He's a minute, 1.3 minutes. A minute 3 seconds. No, 1 second. Shit. I'm all right, man. I know how to count, I promise. Kalamadiak to the Corvette. Right now 7th on the grid. 1:17.966 is now 66 is now the time. Wow, Berto Crisatianto. Let's see if he can cut into that time. 12th on the grid. 1.4 seconds off the top time. Crisatianto does a great job in his BMW. He is the 3rd BMW in line there. The top one is Artuvetta in the 10th position so far. Crisatianto now with his timed lap. Got about 9 minutes left to go in the qualification session. First sector off just a little bit, and that second sector not going to help him there as he gets into the grass or the right side and really loses the back end of that car a little bit, so that's going to cut off some time. Three-tenths there, slower in sector number 2. A little bit better, actually, driving this on the edge right now in this BMW number 15 car. .234, 11th on the grid for Crisatianto. Moving up just a little bit. Alexander Meshkov in the BMW. How about this? Happy birthday, 31st birthday to Alexander Meshkov. 31 years old, man. And good to see Alexander out here celebrating his birthday, driving in the GT3 race here at Mid-Ohio with High Octane Racing League. We definitely wish him a happy, happy, happy birthday. Meshkov backing up that attempt. How about this? Artuvetta right now 10th on the grid. In the BMW. So 117.771 is the top time, and that is Yuta Prasanta. Look at this, the Bentleys, 1, 2, 3. These guys aren't messing around. Luis Lemos, Roman Ryevtsev, P2, P3. Madiak, the Corvette in the 4th position. Bezhikov in the Radical. How about that? That Radical must be pretty good here at Mid-Ohio. Bezhikov in the 5th position. Top 5 there, looking really solid. Loaded with Bentleys now. Vieta there. Hopefully his connection is solid here tonight. He's been having some connection issues. He lost his connection last night in the High Octane Racing League Bushwhackers Stock Car Series, the Xfinity Series. 118.777 is Artur Vieta's time. 9th on the grid there for him. Take a look at Luis Lemos. He's in the 3rd position in the Bentley. Might be his 2nd race for us here at High Octane Racing League in this series. And this will be our last race before the holiday break. We'll take 2 weeks off for the holiday. May have a fun race in there in one of those weekends. And then we'll be back at it the first week of January. I think January the 7th, if I'm not mistaken. Lemos really pushing this Bentley to the edge here. We 1/10 off the pace in sector number 1. Really trying to attack sector number 2 here. And he goes a little bit overboard there and gets that car sideways. And obviously not going to, how about Wichaksano? Tria Pandu Wichaksano is in the 61 car, the Bentley. Right now 16th on the grid here for him. 117.531. Madiak down to the top of the grid in the Corvette. Wichaksano, could he cut into that time? Maybe put a 4th Bentley up there in the top 5. We got a Corvette, 3 Bentleys, a Radical in the top 5. A couple Ferraris there, P6, P7. Paul Brown in the Corvette is currently 8th. Artur Vieta BMW is 9th. Stephen Miller, the lone McLaren in the field, is in the top 10. 1.2 seconds off the top time. Take a look at this sector number 3 and where Wichaksano is going to get his car. Currently 17th. 120.510 is that time. '17th on the grid for Wichaksano. 0.5 seconds off the top time. Colin Madiak in the Corvette. Now, our top time, 117.531. He says, this is home for me, man. He is from Ohio. Dad, retired military, and has been a great supporter of High Octane Racing League and loves to watch his son race. Send a shout out there to Master Sergeant Madiak. Cheering the whippersnapper on. Madiak, the top time, 117.531. Got about 2 minutes left in the qualification session. 13 car. A little bit off the pace there in those 2 sectors, but he's got the top time, so he is not worried too much about this. Maybe just getting some more practice in at this point. Take a look at this. Andy Goendi, 1:17.531 again is the top time. So 2.1 seconds off the race lead in that, or off the top qualification time. Oh man, little bit squirrely there in sector number 1. Now in sector number 2. So it was 0.4 off the pace in sector number 1. Sector number 2, 1.8 seconds off the pace there. So that little bobble there hurt him pretty significantly on this lap. On 21.358, 15th on the grid for the Corvette. Go Andy. Stephen Miller, the lone McLaren on the grid, is 10th so far. And Speed Detail sponsor number 42 Clark. The top time, 1:17.531. Stephen Miller trying to crack into, move up the grid there right now in 10th. Qualifications are finished, so congratulations to Colin Matiak on getting the pole position. And that's going to do it for qualifications. Thank you so much for joining us here on TurnLeftTV. Let's get this party started. Welcome back here to TurnLeftTV and High Octane Racing League GT3 Series. Today we'll take a look at the qualification results. Colin Matiak in the Corvette qualifies in P1 with a 117.531. Roman Ryaptsev and qualifies outside row 1 in the Bentley. Row 2 will be Yuta Prezata, Luis Lemos, a couple Bentleys in the 117s. Radical of Nikolai Bezrikov qualifies 5th. Mata Ndika in the Ferrari qualifies in the 6th position. Just behind him is his teammate in the 7th spot, Ritsky Dovar. Paul Brown actually in the 8th spot. Not sure why. I think Ritsky actually rejoined the session here. So let's see if it actually fixes that for him. Nope. Paul Brown is 8th. Artie Vetter qualifies in the 9th position, and Stephen Miller is actually in the 10th spot. How about this? We gotta love the Studio 397 overlays. This is the 11th position, actually. Chris Atiato, Iqbal Kurdiawan, Artem Shuliev. Meshkov is actually 14th. 15th is Andy Goandy. Gordon Carter, 16th. Wichak Sano, 17th. Tim Lansbury, 18th. 19th is Will Dunbar, and 20th is John Stanley. Thank you for showing up here and joining me on TurnLeftTV. Peace to everybody out there. Hope everybody's behaving themselves. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. And then if you want to get updates when races are going live, smash the bell. Please help me out by clicking on those links down in the description of this race and following those over to the Fanatec website. Also the Sim Labs website. I have both the Sim Labs Evo sim rig and also the BMW GT2 wheel rim, DD1 wheelbase, the shifter, of course, and the V3 inverted pedals. And love all this stuff, man. Really have a lot of fun racing and broadcasting. And I do more broadcasting now, but definitely wouldn't be as good as I am. I'm not that great, but much better here with the sim rig, adding the realism, and then also, of course, the Fanatec stuff has been great for me. I love it. If you'd like to make a donation to TurnLeftTV, there is a link down in the description of this race to PayPal, but there's also a link up in the banner of the channel. I encourage you to make a donation if you'd like, but more importantly, share my videos with your friends and have them come out here and subscribe to the channel. That would help me out. I'd love that when I see I have new subscribers. And thanks to all those folks who have done so. Appreciate that. And let's have fun here tonight in the GT3 series. Got about just under 6 minutes left to go in the qualification session. We'll take a look at my keys to the race here tonight. At Mid-Ohio. Master the keyhole, man. That is a tough section of the track. You got to set up your passes as well because there's going to be a lot of tight racing, and that means you're going to have to manage traffic. Cross the carousel, man. You can get a lot of time through there as you go through that area of the track. And then, hey, make sure you have good exits on those S's. It's all about being able to get off those S's and off the turns and get a good bit of straightaway speed. And it's a fairly hilly course too, so that's going to add in some drama. So those are my keys to the race here tonight at Mid-Ohio. Season standings coming into tonight's race. Roman Ryaptsev in control, 244 points. Yuta Prezata trying to climb up there. He got a good finish last week with the win. Ritsky Dovar is third in points. Will Dunbar fourth. Iqbal Kurdiawan is fifth in points. Gordon Carter sixth. Rizal Abdurrahman is seventh. John Stanley eighth. Alexander Meshkov is ninth. And Nikolai Gerasimov rounding out the top 10 in points. Take a look at P11 through 20th. Bezrikov, Mosier, Shuliev, Hughes, and Chris Atiato. Top 15. Alexander Zakharov is 16th. Mata Ndika 17th. Wichaksano now in his third race is 18th in points. Audi Permana is 19th, and Kasperzik actually has dropped out of the series. Currently 20th on the grid. 21st through 26th. Guys are some part-time racers. Race number 6 tonight of an 8-race season, 60-minute race here at Mid-Ohio. We'll take a look at the schedule. So we're going to be off for 2 weeks after Mid-Ohio. We may do a fun race. There's some talk about maybe doing an LMP2 race at a road course yet to be named. Road Atlanta coming up on January the 17th when we get back at it. And then finishing out the season at Bathurst on January the 14th. What a great track, man. A couple great tracks headed your way, you know, once we hit January. Special event coming up on December the 23rd in the High Octane Racing Little Bushwhacker Series. That's Friday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got the Frosty 200, the third annual Frosty 200 from Daytona International, an 80-lap race. We're going to give away a $25 gift card for the race winner and 2 random drawings for contestants for a $25 gift card to celebrate Christmas special event, the Frosty 200, live right here on TurnLeftTV. Later tonight, we'll be at Gateway Raceway for another fun race, sort of an off-season, 120 laps there in the High Octane Racing League, Saturday Night Thunder. So that's 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight here at High Octane Racing League. Tonight's race is brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you're interested in an rFactor 2 server, there are 3 self-managed server packages for you to choose from. Also, how about your WordPress website, online store hosting, VPS hosting, and shared web hosting available, and that's who hosts our website and our servers. That is EliteHostingUSA.com. And come on and visit us over at HighOctaneRacing.net. You go to a quick link to a Discord server. Join up and do some racing with us, man. We do all kinds of different racing. Not just stock cars, but GT3, LMP2, Indy cars, all kinds of crazy, crazy racing here at HighOctaneRacing.net. Come on out and join us. All right, boys and girls, I think we are ready to rock and roll. Session has ended, and it's about ready to kick off here at Mid-Ohio. "60-minute race here. Tire change, mandatory tire change, and you have to change your compound. 4 tires, and it has to be a different compound. We're going to take a look at the starting grid here at Mid-Ohio. We better start that over. There we go. Starting grid tonight at Mid-Ohio. Colin Madiak in the Corvette starts in P1. Roman Ryevtsev starts second. Yuta Prezante will start in third position. Luis Lemos is the third. Bentley in the top five. Starting in fifth is Nikolai Bechkov in the Radical. Mata Indica in the Ferrari. He and Ritsky Novar sixth and seventh. Paul Brown in the Corvette starts in the eighth position. Starting in P9 is Artur Vieira in the BMW. Stephen Miller in the Radicals, the McLaren starts 10th. Chris Atiato 11th. Iqbal Kurniawan starts in 12th in the Bentley. Starting in 13th is Artem Shuliev in the BMW. Bechkov, happy birthday, Alexander Bechkov starts 14th. Andy Goandi starts in the 15th position. Gordon Carter, another Corvette there, starts in P16. Rich Oksano in the Bentley starts in 17th. Tim Lansbury 18th. Will Dunbar in the Aston Martin 19th. John Stanley in the Aston Martin starts in P20. So that's the starting order here tonight. And the keys to the race. Master that keyhole, set up those passes, manage traffic, crush the carousel, and then make sure you have good exits from all turns, but also especially the S's. Getting through there smooth. Set yourself up for a good exit. About 20 drivers joining us, and we appreciate the huge field and each and every guy that shows up here at races at High Octane Racing League. And I am going to have fun here tonight in the GT3 Series. Here at Mid-Ohio, the pace car's off. Madiak in the Corvette. The whippersnapper leads the field to take the green flag here at Mid-Ohio. Already got a penalty there for John Stanley. Now Roman Ryevtsev gets around. Colin Madiak, who's now back to the second position. Roman Ryevtsev, the leader. Madiak is second. Lemos is third. Prezante is the fourth position. Bezrikov is fifth. Colin Madiak now back to the second position. He lost the lead on the start. Go back and take a look at that pass. Take a look at this pass here on the start. Ryevtsev had a much better start here. Timed it perfectly. And you got a left-hander, so he had the advantage. And that gets around Madiak. Now going back to live here as you see some battling here, but Andy Goandi and Iqbal Kurniawan. Corvette versus Bentley action. It looks like Kurniawan going to drop back to 13th as Goandi gets by. Takes over P13. 14th is Kurniawan. Good battling there. Kurniawan's gained a couple spots here since the start. Got around Alexander Bechkov. Now, there's contact there with the Bentley. Maybe didn't like how he was passed. Iqbal Kurniawan gets into the back of the Corvette. Kurniawan there trying to fight back up here to that Corvette. He wants a little bit of piece of that 13th place car. Tim Lansbury in the 20th position in this Audi in his first race out. This is a home race for him almost. pretty close to it. He actually lives in New York, but I think home away from home is Ohio somewhere. His daughter lives there, I believe. Take a look at Paul Brown in the Corvette. Just behind him, Risky Novar. As Mata and Dika in the Ferrari, so Paul Brown is sort of sandwiched between two teammates. On board here with Paul Brown as he trying to close in on Mata, but he's got Risky Novar also in the Ferrari. Those guys are teammates there, Mata and Risky teammates, and they're running in 6th and 8th respectively. All right, John Stanley's retired his machine. What tough break there for him after receiving a penalty. We actually cleared that penalty for him. And this battle is tight right here. Risky Novar in the Ferrari, all over the back of this Corvette of Paul Brown. This is for P7. Novar trying to get back up there with his teammates so these guys can work together. Chris Tiato in 9th, just behind in the BMW. Luis Lemos in the 3rd position. Right now in that BMW, the 7 car. And he's got another Bentley just behind, he's in a Bentley there. He's got another Bentley behind him, Yuta Prezanta in the 4th position. Yuta got a big win last week at Salzburg Ring. Trying to make it a double here in the High Octane Racing League GT3 Series. Going to be a tough, tall order there. Take a look at Wuchexano as the 19 car comes off. Gwendy in the grass. And he was loose there a little bit earlier, but that Corvette in the grass doesn't look like there was any contact, but some guys have gotten by. So off into the grass there is Andy Gwendy. Take a look and see what happened to him. Take a look here at this Corvette. A little bit of a replay here, and it just gets a little wide into the grass. And once you get into the grass, it's hard to keep that thing straightened up. And he's going to wait for these guys to go by. And, great job there as Will Dunbar able to get by. See that on the front of Will Dunbar's machine. He probably had a little bit of a nervous breakdown right here when he saw that car coming back out on the track. And, but he does get by. Fortunately, the entry to that section of the track's on the outside, so. Go back to live here as we take a look at our race leader, Roman Ryevsev. He's got just about a 2-second lead over Colin Madiak. Lemos in 3rd, Prezanta 4th, Bezrikov is in 5th. Mata and Dika is 6th, Paul Brown 7th, Risky Novar 8th, Chris Tiato 9th. Rounding out the top 10 is Arthur Vieira. Take a look at Andy Goandy here. After trying to recover, at the top of the crest of that hill, the back end of that car coming around again, into the grass. And off the track again is that Corvette. Corvette's maybe getting a little bit loose. Take a look at Colin Madiak. Colin Madiak's car coming loose. That snaps around and he's in the grass. Colin Madiak in the grass. He's going to lose a ton of positions. He was in P2. And now has to try to get this thing back on the track and salvage a race. Colin Madiak losing some positions, as it looks like Vieira's going to get by. Artur Vieira now making that pass. Madiak now back to the 10th position, trying to recover. And the car just came around on him. Take a look at Luis Lemos as Colin Madiak spins and gets into the grass and then comes all the way around. Some of these guys getting through. Ritsky Novar there getting through as Madiak had gotten back on the track. Well, Ryapsev now has a 4-second lead of Luis Lemos. Prezanta is in third, so 3 Bentleys, man. Top 3, Bezhikov 4th, and Dika is 5th. Paul Brown in the 6th position. Ritsky Novar is 7th. 8th is Colin Madiak. Vieta 9th, and Miller is 10th. We've had some more issues, I believe. Crisatianto might have come around. Take a look at Bruno Crisatianto in the BMW. Oh, man, just a little bit of a crest at the top of the hill there. The back end of that car comes around. He doesn't hit anything, but he does come off track, and he's going to lose quite a number of positions here. As Madiak gets by, then Crisatianto was running in the 8th position. Madiak now up to 8th. Crisatianto rejoining, and he is in the 14th spot. So he has got some work to do after spinning that car on the board here with Bruno Crisatianto running in P14. Alexander Meshkov in the BMW just ahead. With Xano in the Bentley just behind, so a tight battle here. Alexander Meshkov, the BMW, and a couple Bentleys, or excuse me, another BMW of Crisatianto and a Bentley of which Xano in a 61 car. They are battling just ahead. With Xano and Alexander Meshkov, a couple BMWs here battling it out. It's 50 minutes to go left in the race. So early on, this first 10 minutes, we've had a lot of action. These guys do not want to solve this problem. Meshkov doesn't want to let him around, but Crisatianto keeps working on Alexander Meshkov. Look at that, out to the outside. He's going to try to do a crossover move. Meshkov on board here with him as he holding on to that spot. Crisatianto just beside him. That's got to make you nervous, man. These guys are side by side. Crisatianto continuing to fight. He is on the outside of this turn. Meshkov on the inside. Great side-by-side racing here between the BMWs and clean racing here as well. Meshkov going to lose that position. Crisatianto now gets that spot. Can he hold on to it? Oh, Crisatianto comes off the track. Crisatianto fought so hard to get that spot and now off the track, and he's backed that into the tire barrier, and he does not have a fin on the back. No wing there for him, and that car is going to be hard to control. He's going to have to come down pit lane, make an early pit stop. Take a look here as it gets to the crest of that hill, and then, man, the thing just snaps on him, and he gets into the sand, backs it hard into the tire barrier. Put a couple marks on that valve lead sign. And now he's going to lose a couple positions, and he's going to have to come down pit lane. As you see Will Dunbar getting by in the Aston Martin. Roberto Crisatianto is on pit lane, getting service done to that machine. Take a look at Roman Ryapsev, our leader. Crisatianto on pit lane here on lap or minute 47. Taking service, getting a new wing on that vehicle. So long pit stops here in the GT3 Series. Take a look at Gordon Carter. You see Chris Atianto finishing up his pit stop. Take a look at Gordon Carter here running in P15. So a good run here for him in the Corvette. 41 seconds off the race lead. 7.2 seconds between he and the 14th place car, which Oxano. Will Dunbar just behind him in P16. That's a pretty tight battle there. Take a look at Will Dunbar in the Aston Martin. 2.1 seconds back to the Corvette of Gordon Carter. That's 15th and 16th. Artur Vieta continuing to climb up the grid. He is now in P8 in the BMW. At 4 seconds behind the Corvette of Paul Brown, who's running in P7. Good run here for Artur Vieta, and so far, keep your fingers crossed. Everything's so good for him. He's not lost his connection. Curdy Alwyn, I think, has had some more trouble. He gets off into the grass and then just misses the entry to this turn, and that's going to be a hard lick into the tire barrier. Sideways into the tire barrier. Now he's front, so he's going to have to back this thing up. Man, that thing just got away from him. Iqbal Curdy Alwyn into Bentley. A lot of right side damage there for him and front end damage. He's going to have to get some service. As Meshkov had gotten by, I believe, on that crash. Take a look at Meshkov's machine right here, and man, he just goes sailing into the tire barrier. He's going to lose a number of positions as Meshkov climbing up the grid, now in P12. Take a look at Yuta Prezanta. Oh, man, the Audi, Tim Lansbury coming around. He might have gotten into Will Dunbar. You see that. Take a look and see what Yuta Prezanta saw here. Right there, you see that Audi coming off track and sliding across the grass. Go see what happened to Tim Lansbury. Lansbury just a little loose there, and he gets into the grass, and this thing is on for a ride at that point. Tim Lansbury trying to get this thing back out on the track. His first race out for us. Will Dunbar in the Aston Martin. The crest of this hill, right here, crest of the hill, and it gets car, just gets a little bit loose. Takes the weight off that car, and he loses those tires. Now back it up here to try to get this car straightened out. Will Dunbar lost a position. Curdy Alwyn gets by. Take a look at Nikolai Bezhikov in the Radical. Lone Radical in the field. He is running in the fourth position. So Bezhikov in P4. Curdy Alwyn is on pit lane taking service. Good run, good quiet run here for Bezhikov. No nonsense with the Radical. And Curdy Alwyn in the 77 car is on pit lane. So we take a look at Nikolai Bezhikov. See the Bentley of Iqbal Curdy Alwyn now back to 19, taking some service here. Just over 42 minutes left to go. You look at Will Dunbar here in the Aston Martin. Gordon Carter's come around and look like Will Dunbar gains a spot. Something's happened to Gordon Carter. We'll take a look at the replay here. Gordon Carter, a little bit too much speed here, and the thing spins out and into the railing. on the left side, and the front of that car is going to be seeing some damage. Take a look at Artem Shuliev in the 92. BMW right now in P10. Shuliev has a quiet night, but the 92 BMW is in P10. Paul Brown in the Corvette. Ritsky Novar has some trouble. I think Paul Brown getting by. Novar had some trouble and missed the turn. And Paul Brown makes that pass. So what happened to Ritsky Novar? Take a look at Ritsky in the Ferrari. Oh, he just misses that braking point. And that is about the best thing that could come out of that deal. Just gets in the grass, but he misses the braking point. Now back out on track, and he loses a spot. He's now back to the 7th position as Paul Brown in 6th. So Roman Ryabtsev is the leader. So we go back live here to take a look at Artur Vieira running in P8 in the BMW. Just ahead of him is Ritsky Novar. Behind him is Stephen Miller. Stephen Miller running in the 9th position in the McLaren. The lone McLaren in the field. Artem Shuliev is in P10. Roman Ryabtsev has a pretty substantial lead over the rest of the field. Look at a 9.3 second lead over P2. So 3 Bentleys, Ryabtsev, Lemos, and Prasanta. And Prasanta had a battle last week. Mata was in this mix as well. Dramatic finish to last week's race. Will we repeat that this week? Roman had that one on the last lap, and he ends up losing or finishing in 2nd on a last lap crash. Yuta Prasanta got the big win last week. He's running in P3. To close in on Lemos, and there's a good little race here brewing between the two of these guys. Lemos is running in P2, just a second up on Prasanta. Prasanta looking a little bit faster. We're taking a look at the 7th place, or excuse me, number 7 car, the 2nd place car of Luis Lemos. Yuta Prasanta is in 3rd, just behind. Couple Bentleys racing for P2. These guys are 10 seconds off the race lead. And you start to see Prasanta starting to overdrive this thing a little bit. He missed that turn. Lemos overdriving it a little bit, and he's missed this turn. And now Prasanta's closed in the Bentley. Great battle here. This is for P2 right now on board with Yuta Prasanta. Luis Lemos in the 2nd position just ahead. Good tight battle here for P2. Seems like Prasanta might be a little bit better right now. Alexander Meshkov in the BMW comes off track. He misses this turn. A little bit of an elevation change, and he comes around, but he doesn't get into anything. 57 car getting back out on track. Now in P12. Vuchaksano now makes that pass. Colin Madiak all over the back here of Will Dunbar in the Aston Martin. Colin Madiak in the Corvette after making a pit stop is going to get around the TurnLeftTV Extra Life Children's Miracle Network Hospitals sponsored Aston Martin. I could have said just Extra Life sponsored Aston Martin. Take a look at that. Will Dunbar does some charity work for them. Done a couple charity races Will has organized. And I bet we'll have some more here at High Octane Racing League. So right now, Will Dunbar running in P14. Back up here with Nikolai Bezrikov. Vieta starting to close in on this Radical. Good battle here between Artur Vieta, who's in the 8th position in the BMW, and the Radical, the number 23 of Nikolai Bezrikov, who's in P7. Looking out of the back of Bezrikov's machine. Get the TurnLeftTV logo in there. There we go. Is Vieta climbing all over the back of this Radical right now. Great battle here between Bezrikov and Vieta for P7. Mata and Dika in the Ferrari, running in the 4th position in the 99 car. Great run here for him. So good to see him back. A little bit of a health scare for the 99 for Mata, and now back on track, doing what he loves. And running great. He's in P4. This guy does not make a lot of mistakes. Some tracks he comes to, he's not the fastest driver, but he is usually the one with the least mistakes. And I think really had a great showdown going at Salzburg Ring and had that thing taken away from him. He was in the lead. Contact from the back and turned him into the wall and ended his chances of winning that race. And he took it in stride. You know, a lot of guys would have gotten really angry about that. But the 99, Mata and Dika, says, hey, man, it's just racing, and that's the way things go sometimes. Just happy to be out here and race. That was the stance that Mata took on that incident. And here he is running in P4. 4.9 seconds behind the Bentley of Yuta Prezanta. Prezanta all over the back of Lemos right now. Great battle here between two of these guys. About a half a second separate P2, P3. Take a look at Lemos in the 7 car. Currently in the 3rd position, and they are in some traffic. You see Gordon Carter, a little bit of lap traffic. Also the Audi, Tim Lansbury in 17th. So a lot of lap traffic now they're going to weave themselves through. And that can add to this mix, and it does right here. It affects this mix right here. Look at Lemos and Prezanta side by side. Prezanta peaked on the low side. I thought he was going to try to get around. That certainly tightened things up. Lemos holding on to that spot. Prezanta looked like he was going to get around, but he backed off. That sequence there. He comes off track there, so he's already having a little trouble. And this is a sequence where he rolls up on some lap traffic. See the Corvette just ahead. And he's rolled a little wide through those turns. And now coming up on that lap traffic, we'll take a look at this sequence. This got pretty exciting here. Right there, there's some battling there, and Lemos trying to get around. Look at this. This is a mess right now. Prezanta goes wide. Lemos goes wide. Prezanta looked like he was going to get around in a Bentley, but Lemos fights back and holds on to that spot. Great job there. Take a look at Artur Vieta in the BMW, trying to close in on Bezrikov. Oh, he's in the gravel there. Oh, no, he gets into the wall on the front stretch. Vieta spins around. He just got off track a little bit, spun and got into the gravel, and then the inside wall on the front stretch. So Vieta now, he didn't lose a position, but he was all over the back of the 23 car Nikolai Bezhikov. Bezhikov now has a pretty substantial gap, about 6-second gap on Artur Vieta. He can breathe a sigh of relief for now. I have a feeling we're going to start seeing some pit stops. Kurniawan has retired his machine. It's a shame to see Kurniawan out of the race. It looks like Colin Matiak, our pole sitter, is out of the race as well. Look at this battle here. Paul Brown to Ritsky Novar. Ritsky Novar trying to get through. Paul Brown! Oh, no! Paul Brown clips the 97 car. Paul Brown had trouble. The thing came around. He didn't have any control of the car. And he gets into Ritsky Novar. Take a look and see what happened here. Paul Brown just got loose coming around the turn, and now he's in the grass, and he has nowhere to go. Not in control of that car, and he clips Ritsky Novar. See, right here, coming back out on track, right there, and he clips the Ferrari of Novar. And Novar is going to lose the position, I believe. Bezhikov gets by. Ritsky Novar. Nowhere to go on that one. On board here with him. Watch this. Sees this Corvette comes back across the track, and he knows he's in big trouble. And Bezhikov going to end up picking up a spot. Bezhikov in the radical. And this unfolds in front of him. He sees a lot of smoke, a lot of dirt flying, dust flying, and he's going to pick up a position. Stephen Miller in the McLaren. He's going to pick up a spot, get by as Paul Brown. And a little bit of a bad sequence for him. He's into the wall again, it looks like. And the 77 car having some trouble here tonight, late in this race. Now back to P14. I think he was running in 7th. Alexander Meshkov. And Wichaksano coming down pit lane. Meshkov now picking up a spot as Wichaksano is on pit lane taking service. Take a look at Yuta Prezanta. Lemos just ahead of him into Bentley. Bentley having some battling here, I think, with Yuta Prezanta, Luis Lemos. And I think Prezanta's having some connection issues. He might have lost his connection. Take a look at Wichaksano on pit lane. Lemos has lost his connection. What a tough break there. Wichaksano finishing up his pit stop as we take a look at Roman Ryevtsev, the leader. Wichaksano now coming back out on track. He's going to be at P14 in the Bentley. Roman Ryevtsev has an 8.7 second lead over Prezanta. Now that lead, I think, has diminished a little bit. It was about 10 seconds earlier, so Prezanta is a little faster. Mata Adika is up to the 3rd position. Bezhikov 4th. Novar is in 5th. How about Artem Shuliev in the BMW running in P5 in this 92 car? Every time he's out, I got to show the car. I got to show the top of the car. We got to take a look at the... I love this, man. Every time, I love it. Are you watching TV? TurnLeftTV? How about that, huh? Love that stuff. And right now, he is running in the 6th position. Good run here for him. He is on pit lane. Take a look at Stephen Miller. He's also on pit lane, finishing up his pit stop in the McLaren. On board here with Stephen Miller. As we got guys coming down pit lane. Making pit stops here on at 26, just under 27 minutes left to go. Berto Cristiano now in P11. Actually shown P13. I take that back. In the BMW. Been a fairly quiet night here for him, as I think our race leader is on pit lane. Roman Ryevtsev, our race leader, is making a pit stop. As we take a look at him on pit lane. As we try to get the drivers, there we go, on board here with him as you see those guys going by. Forever on pit lane, Berto Cristiano with P13. Our new leader is Yuta Prezanta in the Bentley. Roman Ryevtsev is on pit lane. So Yuta Prezanta, the leader. Second place is Bezrikov. Novar in third. Roman Ryevtsev in fourth on pit lane. Mata Indika is in fifth. Ryevtsev now falling back to fifth. So pit stop's underway, and I think Ryevtsev is just about finished with that pit stop, and he is. Now coming back out on track in P5. So Prezanta the leader in the Bentley. Nikolai Bezrikov in second. Novar is in the third position. Meshkov is on pit lane. Now, I think that might be his second time on pit lane as we see the race leader coming down pit lane to make his pit stop. And that's going to give the race lead to the radical, Nikolai Bezrikov. Novar in second. Prezanta third. Brown fourth. Ryevtsev in fifth. So Nikolai Bezrikov in the radical. First time he's led tonight in the 23 car. Luis Lemos has retired his machine. Kurdy Alwyn also retired. So we have 4 cars out of the race. And I think Lemos had some connection issues. A tough break there for him. As Bezrikov continuing with the lead. Paul Brown now on pit lane. Ritsky Novar on pit lane. Paul Brown in the Corvette taking service. As Nikolai Bezrikov, our leader. On board here with Paul Brown as he's going to be close to finishing up his pit stop. Right now running in the 8th position. 23 minutes left to go. Now back now into P9, and he's finished up his pit stop coming back out on track. Bezrikov on pit lane in the radical. And that's going to give the race lead, I think, to Roman Ryevtsev. Bezrikov's had a good night here tonight. Let's see if he can get some service done and on and off pit lane in a hurry and maybe gain a spot. As we take a look at Nikolai Bezrikov on pit lane. He's finishing up his pit stop, now coming back out on track. 22 minutes left to go in the race here at Mid-Ohio. Roman Ryepsev is the leader. Yuta Prezanta is in second. Third place car is the Ferrari of Mata Indica. Nikolai Bezhikov fourth. Ritsky Novar is in fifth. Let's take a look at the tires here these guys got. If you can see it now, a lot of guys on softs. They did mediums, and now they're on softs for this second run. I don't really see anybody who is not running softs. Will Dunbar out of the race. Not sure what happened to him. Go back here and look at the Aston Martin. And he might have lost his connection. That looked like a connection issue to me. What a tough break there for Will Dunbar. That looked like a connection issue for him. So Roman Ryepsev is the leader. Prezanta second, Andika third, Bezhikov fourth, Ritsky Novar is fifth after everybody making pit stops. Stephen Miller, he's up to the 8th position in the McLaren. Speed Detail sponsor number 42 car. Having a good night. He does a lot of practicing, man. I mean, the positions sometimes I don't think always show for his effort, but he comes out, gets a lot of laps in, practices the track, tweaks his setup. Not only in the GT3 cars, but also Indy cars. He likes Indy cars. Once in a while runs a few stock car races. One of our Canadian drivers. You're having a good night in the top 10 in P8 in the McLaren. Rich Axano in the 9th position in the Bentley. 5.9 seconds back to P8. 62 seconds off the race lead as Ryepsev has an 11-second, almost a 12-second lead over Yuta Prezanta. Rounding out the top 10, recovering a little bit from the incident earlier, Paul Brown in the Corvette Callaway. Good news for him as he didn't get into the wall or anything on that spin. So all he did was sort of booger up the tires. And he is trying to close in on P9. So we got a good battle there between he and P9. Take a look at just under a second separate the two of those guys. Meshkov also in this mix. Meshkov is just behind. Take a look at Alexander Meshkov. He's just a second back to Paul Brown in P11. So P9, P10, P11. Throw a blanket over these guys. See that battle for the 9th position. Jacksano in P9, Brown in 10th, Meshkov in 11th, and a good battle there. Just 1.3 seconds separate those three guys. Alexander Meshkov, the birthday boy. As that battle heats up there just ahead, as Paul Brown has caught the 9th place car, Wichaksano. Meshkov sitting back here just watching. Paul Brown running in the 10th position, all over the back of this Bentley right now. Wichaksano. Good clean battling here in this section of the track. The thing is, it's easy to lose your concentration trying to work on passing somebody and you miss a braking point. So it's easy to make a mistake here. Wichaksano in the Bentley definitely sees Paul Brown all over the back of him. That rear view mirror and that camera. As we take a look at Wichaksano at the wheel. And Paul Brown, oh, Wichaksano, come on, drag, oh, into the wall, Wichaksano. Lost his concentration, he's going to lose 2 spots. Wichaksano had a problem, came off track, and then got into the wall and gives up 2 positions here. 16 minutes left to go. Take a look at this. Wichaksano just at the crest of that hill, he ends up getting off track and then snapping right into the wall. And Meshkov gets by. This Alexander Meshkov, his view. He sees he gets into the grass a little bit. Oh, but a hard lick for that Bentley. Wichaksano now back out on track, but that hill really gave him a lot of trouble. Roman Ryabtsev is the leader. Prasanta 11 seconds back in the 2nd position. Pretty comfortable lead here for Roman as he's won 3 races of the 4. And it looks like he's ready to add a 5th. I should say take a look at the season standings. So we better go back to page 1. There we go. I guess we could do in-race season standings. Let's do that one. That's better. So Ryabtsev with 244 points. And a pretty substantial lead coming into tonight's race. So we're Prasanta, Novar 3rd, Dunbar 4th. Kurti Alwin is 5th. Dunbar definitely going to take a hit in the points. Kurti Alwin also having trouble as well. I believe he's out of the race. Take a look at Mata. He's up to the 3rd position, but Nikolai Bezrikov all over the back of him in the Radical right now. This is a great battle here for the 3rd spot. These guys starting to roll up on some lap traffic, but Bezrikov looks like he is a little bit faster than Mata right now. Take a look at Mata out of the Mata's car at Bezrikov in P4. As he is trying to navigate around these turns. Take a look at Mata at the wheel. Trying to get around these turns and get Bezrikov off his tail. Be nice if the gauges and stuff would work in this view, huh? And the camera. Let's go Studio 397. You can do that. Take a look at this battle for P3. Bezrikov in the Radical. Feeling like he's got a better car right now on the battle with Mata and Dika. And a couple great road course drivers here battling it out with just under 13 minutes left to go. Ritsky Novar in the Ferrari. He's not too far back. He's closing in on these guys. Ritsky Novar running in the 5th position. Good top 10 run here for him. Just 3 seconds off the pace there to Bezrikov. More trouble here for Wichaksano. He gets off track again, the crest of a hill, and into the wall for Wichaksano, and now falling back to the 11th position. Take a look at Gordon Carter here running in P12. He's hoping to crack into the top 10. He's going to need a little help here. He is one lap down in the 12th position. He's out here each and every week in a high place moving sponsored Corvette Camaro. Corvette. Chevy Corvette. I have no idea what I'm saying. Corvette Callaway. And right now in 12th place. One of our newer drivers here at High Octane Racing League and has had a great attitude. Really sets the example for how to deal with adversity and also how to approach these races. And a really friendly gentleman, one of our Canadian drivers. You're having a pretty good night. Checking in on Arthur Vieta running in P6, which is about 10.5 minutes left to go. And the BMW here having a good night in P6. So far, so good for Arthur Vieta, not losing his connection. He's had some issues with some connections. And then actually you're getting Givaldo even commenting about that. Couldn't participate today. That's a tough break there for Givaldo. We'd love to see him. And then Ritsky Novar says someone needs to nerf the Bentley for real. Definitely. Not only do you have great drivers in the Bentley, but also maybe a little bit of advantage for that Bentley right now. And maybe you'll get a balance of performance update soon. Enough guys complain about it. Well, Givaldo noticing that Arthur's still in the race here with 10 minutes left to go. A little under 10 minutes. As Roman Ryabtsev is our leader. We still have a great battle shaping up for the third position between Bezhikov and Mata and Dika. And Yuta Prezanta is closing in on these guys as well. Don't forget, we got Daytona International coming up in the Frosty 200 on December the 23rd. Christmas weekend, 80-lap race, and we're going to give away some prizes. Winner gets a $25 Steam gift card and 2 random drawings for drivers in the field for $25 Steam gift cards. That's the Christmas special event, Daytona International Frosty 200, live right here on December the 23rd, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take a look at Andy Goandy in the Corvette, running in the 13th position. He is 1 or 2 laps down. Had a little bit of trouble there early in the race in the Corvette, but seems to have gotten this car sort of figured out here in the last half of this race. 7.5 minutes left to go. Maybe try to crack the top 10. He's going to need some help here because the top 10 drivers are all on the lead lap. We need a little help. We got a good battle here shaping up between Stephen Miller and the Corvette of Paul Brown. Great tight battle here. Stephen Miller, Paul Brown all over each other right now. Little McLaren versus Corvette with 7 minutes left to go. Take a look at the back of Stephen Miller's machine, and Paul Brown looking like he's faster, and he's wanting to find it open to get around this McLaren. He is all over the back of that McLaren right now. There might be some contact there. Might have been some contact. Paul Brown might have gotten into the back of that McLaren. Stephen Miller holding on to the 8th position. Paul Brown in 9th. Scrubbing off a little bit of speed after getting into the back of the McLaren. These guys starting to roll up on some lap traffic as Gordon Carter in the Corvette just ahead of him. See that battle behind. McLaren versus Corvette. Paul Brown now closing back in on this 42 car. Be laser focused here in the McLaren. It's Paul Brown on your heels. He is running in the 8th position. Paul Brown in P9. Brown looks to be a little bit better in certain sections of the track. Speed Detail sponsor McLaren holding on to the 8th position. With just about 5 minutes left to go. And these guys are closing in on some lap traffic. Alexander Meshkov. He is 1 lap down to Roman Ryevtsev, who has now gotten by. So Roman Ryevtsev just ahead on the grid, or on the track here, is our leader. Looking out of the front of Alexander Meshkov's machine, the birthday boy running in the 10th position. Meshkov said he was 21 again this year. I love Alexander, man. He's one of the most even-keeled, sort of doesn't get really super excited about stuff. I mean, doesn't get bent out of shape. Just comes out, drives, and appreciates just being able to compete. And he is a great race car driver and does a lot for the sim racing community. Does his own broadcasting as well and does a great job. Very technically sound individual, too. And as you see, he comes off track there. Knows a lot about RF2, and he's been very, very helpful to me. Take a look here as this battle shaping up. Battle is shaping up as these guys approach some lap traffic, and they're going to have to hurry because Roman Ryevtsev is closing in on these guys to try to put them a lap down. Roman Ryevtsev is our leader in the Bentley. Take a look at the Corvette of Andy Goandy. He's come off track here again. I think he's had some trouble. Here he goes, wide, and he's into the tire barrier. Just 3 minutes left to go, and Goandy has some trouble. He doesn't lose any positions. He is in 13th. Oh, my heavens. Mata Indika is in the 3rd position as Bezhrikov is in 4th. Ritsky Novar climbing up to this battle. He is in the 5th position. Well, P3, 4, and 5. Good tight battle here with just 3 minutes left to go. What a fantastic battle shaping up. A couple Ferraris and a Radical. All battling for the 3rd position. Bezhrikov has a run here on Mata. Bezhrikov a little bit faster than Mata right now. Bezhrikov all over the back of Mata Indika. Indika in the 3rd position. Bezhrikov in P4. He's looking for a way to get around. He's going to try to do a crossover move maybe. Right here, goes wide on the entrance to the turn, now on the inside, and now they're side by side. Side by side, and Mata comes out on top on that one. This is a great battle shaping up here. Just under 2 minutes left to go. Bezhikov still giving it a peek. Mata trying to hold on to this spot. This is going to put Ritsky Novar in play. Ritsky Novar is running in the 5th position. He sees these guys. He says, you guys go ahead, fight it out. Oh, my heavens, man. Meshkov getting around Paul Brown here as we got a minute left. Meshkov getting around. I think Paul Brown's had some trouble. Right there, he comes off track. And then, oh man, late in the race, he loses a spot. He was battling Stephen Miller. We go back live here as Roman Ryabtsev, our leader. And this battle shaping up behind him. Bezhikov running in 4th, trying to get around Mata. And that's sort of settled down a little bit, looks like. Still got a few seconds left. Roman Ryabtsev is going to come away with the race win. He's closing in on a lap car. And we saw this last week. He doesn't want any repeat of that, that's for sure. Is this battle for the 3rd position? Nikolai Bezhikov trying to get around and take over P3. As Roman Ryabtsev gets around the lap traffic. This is the last lap. Roman Ryabtsev setting himself up for another win in the GT3 Series. Roman Ryabtsev in the Bentley. Little bit wide there for Ryabtsev. He's driving the wheels off this thing. Maybe having a little bit of fun. Got to be careful on these elevation changes. This is the toughest part of the track. So Roman Ryabtsev in the Bentley. In command here in the late stages of this race. 9-second lead, almost a 10-second lead on the field, and Roman Ryabtsev is going to come away with the race victory here at Mid-Ohio. So another great race for Roman Ryabtsev. So great job for Roman Ryabtsev and the Bentley. Another fantastic event for him. And those guys finished in 3, 4, 5. Prasanta ends up getting a second place finish. So congratulations to Roman Ryabtsev on getting the win. Another fantastic race there for him. That was an interesting one, it really was. Good tight battling there late in the race. And it looks like Indika holds off Bezhikov. Prasanta finished in the second position. Great job for him. What a great race, man. Very, very fun race here at Mid-Ohio. Let's take a look at the final results. Roman Ryemtsev gets the win in the Bentley. Yuta Brzanta, second Bentley on the grid, finishes in P2. Mata Indic in the Ferrari finishes in third. He and Bezrikov had a great battle. Bezrikov in the Radical finishes in P4. Ritsky Novar finishes in fifth. Artur Vieta sixth. Artem Shuliev is seventh. A couple BMWs there together. Stephen Miller in the McLaren. Good race there for him. Finishes in the top 10. Finishes in eighth. Alexander Mashkov, the birthday boy, finishes in ninth. Paul Brown falls back to the 10th position. But our stock car aficionado finishes in the top 10. Finishing in the 11th position is Satria Pandu Wicheksano in the Bentley. Gordon Carter in the Corvette finishes in 12th. Andy Goendi finishes in 13th in the Corvette. Berto Cristiano battling for a 14th place finish. Tim Lansbury finishes in 15th. And all our DNFs here, Will Dunbar 16th. Luis Lemos 17th. 18th is Iqbal Kurniawan. Colin Matiak finishes in the 19th position. And in 20th is John Stanley. So another great race for Roman Ryemtsev, getting the win here in the High Octane Racing League GT3 Series. Mid-Ohio, very, very fun track and a very fun broadcast to do. So congratulations to him. Don't forget, on December the 23rd, Friday, December the 23rd, 80-lap race in Daytona, the Frosty 200, our third annual Frosty 200. And we're going to be at Daytona International. It's a Christmas special event. The winner will get a $25 Steam gift card, 80-lap race. And we're going to award two random $25 Steam gift cards to drivers in the field. That's the Daytona International Frosty 200. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. Coming up a little later tonight, the High Octane Racing League Saturday Night Thunder will be in action at Gateway Raceway for 120 laps. Racing will start at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Should be a fun one from Gateway in the stock cars, the Cup Series. 120 laps coming up later tonight. Tonight's race has been brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you're interested in an rFactor 2 server for your league, or how about just to practice on? Self-managed server packages for you to choose from, 3 of those. Also, if you want to host your website, your online store, VPS hosting, or how about shared web hosting, EliteHostingUSA.com can provide you with a server in your local area. That's who provides our website and also our servers here at High Octane Racing League. Please visit us over to highoctaneracing.net. Join us on Discord. A quick link there on the webpage. We'll get ideas of who's running what throughout the week on the rFactor 2 times section, and also what the races are calling for in all of our series. What a fantastic race there for Roman Ryemtsev. Had a little battle there at the beginning and ran away from the field. Man, this guy just able to recover from adversity, but also get his car out away from some of the problems early on. I want to say thank you so much for coming out here and seeing me today on TurnLeftTV. Peace and thumbs up, baby. Hit that thumbs up button and let me know you were here. Also, If you haven't hit that subscribe button, man, hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate that. Also, smash the bell so you get notifications on when races are going live. If you'd like to make a donation, there's a link down in the description of this race. Also, a link up there in the top of the banner of the TurnLeftTV channel. Please help me out by clicking on those links in the description of this race and following them over to the Fanatec website and also the SimLabs website. I have all of that stuff for my driving needs. Actually broadcast from my sim rig. You see, I've got a seat out of a Pontiac Fiero as my racing seat, free of charge from the salvage yard. There you go. Hooked it right on to my my sim rig. No problem. I just had to buy a few bolts and everything was fine, man. So love that and have a good time with it. And I'm excited about getting out and racing maybe later tonight at Gateway. But hey, thanks for joining us. Share my videos with all your friends on any social media platform where you share YouTube videos. You're more than welcome to share mine here at TurnLeftTV. Well, I think that's going to do it for me, and congratulations to Roman Ryevtsev on another great victory for him. We will be at Road Atlanta coming back on January the 7th. If you'd like to join us, that's later, obviously 2 weeks from now, and we'll be at Bathurst on January the 14th. So we got 2 weeks off, maybe have a special event in between, but that's going to do it for us tonight. Thanks so much for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. We'll see you next time. I am out of here.